Everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the show. Well, we got close yesterday on breaking out on S&P, but we're stuck in a range, and I don't know, it's, we zoom out and look at it the right way. Just kind of been grinding it. We're near the top of the range. So, I mean, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I'll pull this up and show it to you. Just trying to get the right chart up. I mean, look. Starting in September, right back here, where we broke out above the August crap here. That August dip. Look at this. We've just kind of been sitting, trying to break out here. Can we stick it? Or are we going to do this again? It's hard to get long here. But, you look at that. We did break out, possibly. Does make me nervous, especially when you consider everything else, like Bitcoin not participating, NASDAQ not breaking out yet, also in a range. Very, like, this one's the one I want to see confirm right here. It's probably the biggest one. Got me nervous. Got me really nervous. Wait. Is there something I'm just not seeing? No, I mean, I'm always perma-cautious for anybody that's been here. If you're brand new, I'm always perma-cautious. Pre-market action doesn't really matter to me, Border Collie. We'll just wait till we see what happens. I mean, I do pull the list on pre-market data, but a lot of times their moves reverse. So you got to be careful. Got to be careful going off of low volume, very few participants data. Now we can look at, yes, just sitting at the top. Not, while SPX looked like it was breaking out. Yes, not. In Q, that doesn't look so hot. Look at that. Something's up. I'm not sure what's up, but something's up. We did hold the breakouts. Oh, golly. Look how much different the futures chart looks. Like, we didn't even get up to till a new high here on big tech till right in November. Whereas on NDX, same sort of thing. But SPX, we broke out back here, We got up higher, back up here, right in there. Just kind of wild, the difference in the charts. And then Russell over here, what a hot mess. What a hot mess. Well, anyway, before we get talking to too much trades, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. So it means I make predictions. I may or may not get them right ever again. Be kind of lame if I never get another one right again. Be like Jim Cramer, And he was very bullish on Palantir yesterday. Be careful. That one might burn. And, so don't trade stocks. Don't trade options. Don't trade bonds. Don't trade Forex. Don't trade futures. Don't trade cryptos. Don't trade treasuries. Don't trade them. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. And if you desire personal financial advice, somebody to tell you what to do, just hire and consult somebody that's their job. That's not what I do. Don't watch somebody on YouTube for trading advice. It's people like me. We find cool stuff. Sometimes some of us get things right. Some of us are epically wrong all the time. Some people just want your money. Let's be honest. A lot of people out there just want your money. Looking for this stuff right here. Got some flash manufacturing, flash services, existing home sales, consumer sentiment, and inflation. These will be coming out later today, 9:45, so about 20 minutes. This one about 10 o'clock, so about 40 minutes-ish, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And, yeah. So not, even though these are colored red, not sure those are the movers. Now, this one down here at the bottom. This one down here at the bottom. Market's been very sensitive to inflation lately. We'll see what we get here. Now, a reminder, next week, FOMC coming up on the 29th, along with big tech earnings galore. We've got Tesla, we've got Meta, we've got Apple coming up later next week. We've got Amazon reported that they're going to have their earnings on the 6th. It's going to be a spicy couple weeks here. We do have this right here, Wednesday the 29th, 2 p.m., followed by Jerome Powell speaking right there. Ought to be interesting. Ought to be interesting. So, yeah, it's a showdown. Good old-fashioned who's got the bigger equipment. I think that's what we're going to see. Who's got the most power in the market? Whizzing contest, however you want to say it. That's what we got cooking right here. And fireworks for sure. Unless, now also interesting, Bank of, Japan's rates jumped a half a point. Their 2-year rate jumped a half a point. So they need, their Bank of Japan wanted to cut rates, but they're going to need to increase rates by a half a point. Think about that a minute. We've been cutting quarter points just to chase their market rate. In Japan, they need to raise rates a half a point. Fits with the narrative that we might have to raise some rates. U.S. rates might be popping out here. Caution is advised. Caution is advised. Let's see, the 10-year. Go check out the 10-year futures. Still grinding down. Let's see. I can't remember all the notes. Trying to remember ZF, Z3N. Can't remember the one I was trying to look for. Let's just look at the ZF. F1. That one's also down at the bottom. Interesting. Let's go back to my interest rate chart. So this thing starts popping out like Bank of Japan. Could be a problem. Certainly goes against the narrative that we got going on. I can't remember that. That's the US. Gosh darn it. Oh, it's still on futures. 10-year government bonds. I don't think that was the right ticker. And there's our TVC. That's not the right one. Pulling a blank on what I'm trying to look for. Definitely something. Definitely some crooked stuff going on here. You can sit here and search for all sorts of stuff you want to find. Like, you want to look at mortgage 15, mortgage 5, mortgage 30. It's hanging. Getting close to breaking out. Get above that 618. Right up there. 8%. You don't think this stuff works the same way? It absolutely works the same way. Yeah, 3-wave correction right in the roadmap line. We could be up here at 9. It's going to be rough, isn't it? It's going to be rough. All right. Kevin, you might want to change your warning to twist anyone on YouTube, because I think you are live on YouTube right now. Maybe add accept me for me. I don't know what you I don't know what you meant. Maybe you missed a word or two. Anyway. All righty. Yeah, good morning, everybody. So just hitting the chat. Good morning, Goose, Will, Sergio, David, Darren, Svenborn, Frank, JB, Diane, David, Dan. That's a lot of D's. Logan, Ted, Rollin, Ted, Joseph, Gary, Ed, Ivan, Amy, Wrongamer, good morning, Pauline, Sledge, my man, Mark, and Diana. Welcome, channel members, to the show. Glad you're here. Welcome feedback as always, but there's we don't have it all clear. There's still cracks in the system. We might top this baby out. This is so S&P closing strong yesterday. Right there. Can we get the continuation? It's the big question. Can we get continuation? There's the immediate target, and then there's the bigger target, that's 6,300. I've been looking for it for a while. If we just ramp right up there, now we could. Now the line drawn in here, the cautionary line here is the FOMC meeting. Right there, right there. If we ramp up into this, it might invite a bigger down. Ish. Right? Think about it. Trump saying we're cutting rates. I'm going to push to cut rates. Blah, blah, blah. What if something crazy happened, like they raise rates? Just to spite Trump. What kind of market reaction might we have? Now they probably wouldn't do that because they look like idiots for cutting rates and then raising rates. I mean, that would be stupid, right? But hey, since when has anybody done, in the government, done normal things that make sense? So just what could be devastating to the market? Just keep in mind. It's on the chart though. If we pop up in there, it's on the chart. Craziness, right? We'll be very careful. Oh, what? Trying to silence my phone. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that won't. My headphones apparently disconnected. I don't know. I guess I connect them to this computer at some point, and now they want to go to the computer instead of the phone. And apparently it did not work. So that's going to be super annoying. Silence it for real. There we go. All right. Hanging out. Opening right at the top. Can we extend it? We'll see. S5TW. We have not popped above 80. So typically, before we pull back, we'll pop above 80. It's just stocks above their 20-day moving average right there. Take it out of log mode. It's a giant market oscillator. We go for the top to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top. You get the picture, right? Giant market oscillator. It's kind of like an energy chart, if you will. Like when stocks have a lot of energy, the selling energy is exhausted, we go higher. When stocks are pretty much bought out, the sellers take over. We run out of buying energy up here. We run out of selling energy down here. It's better than RSI as far as I'm concerned. You just kind of, and this is across S&P 500 stocks, just looking at what's above or below their 20-day moving average. Like we just can't stay one way. Like the market doesn't like extremes. We kind of spend most of our time between the 20 and the 80. We get above 80, probably going to do a pullback. We get below 20, we're probably going to rip higher. When you zoom out though, that can be in a trend. That's where we get the dips and bumps all the way, Then it combines together with the 50-day. Slower period, still oscillates. We spent a lot of time working this thing down from the extreme we had over here, getting back down to the bottom here. Took a long time to do that. Took all of 24 to get back to the bottom. I told you we'd eventually get there. We did, right there. Now, probably going to head to the top, but that doesn't mean we won't double dip, triple dip. You know, it could take a while to get back to the top. Could. Although we could just do a little bitty correction, get the 20-day back down, and then shoot right the heck up there. And then work our way back down. So does it tell you definitively where we're going? No, it's just kind of like an indication. When all of them are hanging out at the bottom, we're probably about to make a bottom. When all of them are hanging out at the top, we're probably about to make a top. Look at that 200-day right here. Got a little reprieve, but this still looks like it's on a downward path here. Still looks like we might. So even though we're getting a little pop right now, could pop up a little higher, but this could roll. So that could be that roll down to that market roadmap line on the daily. Kind of fits. If it fits, it ships. And be careful. This one, same deal, just a lot slower. 200-day takes a while for stocks to get above or below their 200-day. We hit the bottom. I knew we were getting close to reversal in June. We popped up. We came back down. Hit that October. I was pretty sure we were going to bottom out, and we did. And then it took us all the way to April of 24 to hit the top. And that was the top. Like ever since April 24, we've been kind of bleeding off the participation rate as we stay near all-time highs on the S&P 500. That's a cautionary tale. We had that same situation over here in 21. We spiked it out almost all of them, 96% of the S&P 500 stocks above their 200-day moving average. Then we made the ultimate high right here when only 73% were above their 200-day. And then we flushed it for like that. From January to October, we flushed it down in the market in 22. You know, we traders love to have a short-term memory. This stuff repeats over and over, these same patterns, all right? It's never exactly the same story. It's always a little bit different players, different participation. But if you ignore these charts, you're bound to get surprised. Something's up. We're well off the highs. Participation rate down at 60% of S&P 500 stocks above their 200-day. Does that present an opportunity to rip? Maybe. Could go higher. Possible. Have we been a long time since we got below 20? Yeah. Almost 3 years. You know, we're getting close to 3 years. Later on this year will be 3 years. Could come back down. Be careful. Permacautious. Look at the ES. Dun, 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 dun. Trying to break out on ES. Haven't done it yet. Target's right up here. It's likely to happen, but it doesn't mean we won't do a retrace first. All right. Looks likely maybe to rally up into FOMC meeting, but that could bounce down. And then if we bounce down into FOMC, we'll probably pop on FOMC. Just it's kind of like the. Now the reason I'm cautious here, I'm extremely cautious on the FOMC meeting. Right here. FOMC meeting. We did this. Anybody remember that? Also, on FOMC meeting was one of, I think it was that big candle right there. That one right there. Be careful. Seems to be some instability here in the market. Nasdaq still grinding, not getting near the high yet. Russell still grinding. This one kind of stopped dead cold right there. Kind of wild. We had that little consolidation and the FOMC drop, and now we're right back up to right back up in there at the bottom of that consolidation. Something's amiss in the market. Oil still continuing. That's like the wrong color candle, right? Like, looks like the wrong color candle. It dropped on the reopen and then running up. Watch for that to hit. We hit, bounce, break back above the 618. Probably going higher. Trump getting out there, beating the drum, telling OPEC to reduce the oil price, put the screws to Russia. I don't know. We'll see. Remember, Trump wants lower oil prices. He wants to fill the strategic petroleum reserve at lower oil prices, not at 75. That's not bullish for oil prices, but let's see what you got. We'll see what you got. And hey, don't trust me. Kevin, don't trust me on YouTube. Don't trust anybody on YouTube. Don't even trust me. It's not accept me. It's don't trust me on, like, period. Don't trust anybody, me included. I'm not telling anybody to follow anything I say. Get that very clear. Bitcoin. Anybody have doubts how strong 105 was now after all these days? It's a very, very tough level. If we can beat it, let's go higher. I enjoy anybody that has a newfound understanding of the 105 level and why it was so, like, it's not necessarily why it was so important, but how important it is. You can let me know in the chat. Very concerned still about that 105 level. I haven't sold anything. We've been holding it, but 105, we got to get above it. And we're just consolidating right there. So if we could just pop it, get some continuation. Now, Trump signed the executive order. He signed it, approving the, didn't approve. I think that's what got it. Like, all these stories came out. I saw so many stories come out. Crypto's raging higher on the executive order approving the strategic Bitcoin reserve. He didn't approve a strategic Bitcoin reserve. He approved a committee to evaluate making a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's kind of like, that's like, okay, that's not really doing jack squat. I think when the reality of that hit, crypto gave it right, like, it was ripping and then it gave it right back. Go look at the smaller time frame there. Volatility. And that was what we had there. I guess Bitcoin ripping, but it lasted for 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes, we had it right back down. And it was a big. Market didn't care. Because his had no teeth, is what I would say. Ethereum still stuck in a downtrend, still might drop out, still would look best with a flush. DXY coming on down to the roadmap line. We do have this little zone. Could be support. Probably coming down to the roadmap line though. Then we'll see what happens. Do we break down and finally go down here? Or do we bounce and go on up and test that 111? Or do something different. Like, those are just the high probability things. See what actually plays out. NKD. Oh, looky. Looky. Can we break on out? Back to the top once again. We've been here a bunch of times. Can it break out? Start pushing higher? If it does, if we can get definitively above that box, probably going on up here to 44,000. Probably take the U.S. markets with us. Something to keep an eye on. If we do, probably come up here. Probably ripping everything higher. But then it's big caution time because the correction could be vicious off of that. All right, I go to the pre-market, pull everything moving $2 or more up, put it on the gainers list, $2 or more down, put it on the decliners list. We hunt for opportunities. I have a spicy bonus trade at the end. I was trying to think of what to say. It's spicy for multiple reasons. One is I wouldn't normally trade this sector, but it's got a really fat double-digit money percent, or money double-digit, not percent, but money double-digit dollar potential move. Pretty spicy. We'll talk about it here when we get there. Twilio, wow, must have reported something good. Earnings coming up a couple weeks. Let's see, 2 billion. No. All right. This is when they announce a stock buyback before earnings, they're tipping their hand. Hey, we're gonna have some banger earnings. That's a tell right there. So when they're like, hey, guess what? We're going to do $2 billion buyback. And we announce it 2 weeks before earnings. They're sitting there going, we can't tell you how good the earnings are, but they're really good because we're going to do more buybacks. It'd be shocking if they're not good. If they're not good, then they're really bad at managing their stock price. They're going to plummet. That dumpster fire, reverse split, NVO, just stay away from that stuff. NVO, this thing, look at that. We hit the support. Bounce it a little bit. Hit the support. Popping up here. Left a large gap resistance. The roadmap line coming down viciously. Could that be the bottom? It could be. It could be. Could we go on down here? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not convinced. That's bearish. Be careful. Right there. I don't know that I would jump in that. Excuse me. Golly. MIDD, Middle B Corporation. That looks like a nasty, choppy chart right there. I wouldn't. That's not my kind of chart to trade. Like, I mean, look, what gives you the feeling we're going to break out of all this consolidation right now? Nothing says to me, hey, you know what? This is where I want to put my risk. Nah, that's not the chart for me. Not at all. Coin, as Laura was saying a second ago, ripping again. Yeah, GLD, baby. I thought it might hit the target. Coin, popping them. If we can get the close above the 618 today. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. 396, 387, possibly up to that 427 target that I've had up there for freaking forever. Freaking forever. Yeah, 427 comes from that prior high over there. I know it was like the high was 349, but I'm going 347, just slightly under the prior high. Or 327, excuse me, 327. 427. Can't even say the numbers right. 420, yeah, 429 prior high. I'm going 427, just under the prior high. Get my story straight. So if we can close that above that 618 today, looks ripe, at least for that 369, 387. Maybe we can go on up here. Possibly we go to the spicy target up above 500. Possibly. I think if Bitcoin actually goes up to 150 to 170,000, where I will be sad if we don't get there, I think that Coinbase is probably going up to new highs, 500, possibly even 700. But the conservative target, 427, right there. And that's still 30% higher than where we are right now. Pretty good. MSTR, not playing so far today. Caution, we came up to the resistance zone and we started turning down. There is the potential that this comes down here to the roadmap line or even an echo of the first move down. That's what that is right there. This move right here, CV, brother. Yeah. Could do something down there, more sinister. Be careful. That does not have to turn and burn with Bitcoin. Be careful. STLD, Steel Dynamics. Choppy sideways, hot pile of garbage. We did get a target. I mean, look at that. We did a market roadmap bounce back here. Bounced very definitively, popped up, got the entry here. Boom, target, first target, 1272. Retraced it pretty much fully. Hit it again. That's pretty much confirming there's a top there, and we're probably going to retrace. So that one's played out for now, I would say. Despite being on the poppers list, that looks a little bearish. Probably going to go down further. EVAX is a dumpster fire. Reverse split. Reverse split. Nasty piece of garbage. Don't trade that stock. Period. DEO. Diego. That's still a downtrend. Still below the roadmap line. There's the resistance. That could still go lower. Sorry, folks. Still not a good one. And pause for emergency vehicles. All right. I think that was all of them. There was like a what do they call it? A diatone. Like there were two different emergency vehicles at the same time there, making a weird sound. EETH, if we do that echo off of that high, this is one reason I'm very cautious on Ethereum. Big down, that's an echo right there. Nasty. GLD hit the gold rush target, might even get 261, 263 if we can get the extension there. Nice. I like it. LNG. So Trump clearing up the ability to export LNG. That went kind of vertical though. When they do that, be careful. They usually come right back down to some kind of reality. Maybe the breakout. And there we are sitting at 237. So we might be on a path to come back down. Roadmap line, possibly even the breakouts. Just be careful, all right? Like the opportunity might already be played here. All right, that's a lot of people are like, why? Why would the opportunity be played out? Because it already went exponential. Now it could come back and go again. Entirely possible. It's just dangerous now. Like we're so far above the roadmap line and the breakouts. That's your downside risk for potentially going up to maybe that or maybe that. You got to weigh your options here. And if we consolidate right here under the high and then break down, let me clear this up just a little bit. We consolidate under the high right here like this and then break down. That's the bubble pattern. Oops, wrong. That one right there. See the exponential? Drop off, consolidate, and give it back. All right? Don't just buy into hype. Don't be like, LNG, oh man, Trump signed executive order. They're going to, oh man, they got business for days. It's where the saying, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. It's where this stuff comes from, all right? When everybody's hyping the story, and then when the truth comes out, usually we sell off right there. Affirm. Looks like we're coming on down. Invox. Golly. NVO popping a little bit, but that's until the NVO chart actually gets some clarity here. I would not play 2x leverage on that. I don't care how much it looks like it might have bounced. That thing could go, like, look at that gap. We do another one of those, we'll be right down in here, and we could easily go right down here. Be careful. Be careful. All right. DWTX. Nope. Hey, what kind of stock starts its history and then does a reverse split immediately? That. No. BitX, if Bitcoin can actually stick the move up through, you're going to have to break out through 108 at this point to actually confirm a breakout. Get a close up above 108. This thing will rip, possibly up here. Still good for about a double, maybe. BitU, same situation, still good for about a double. Ugly, Ultra Gold, potentially going up here to 109, 112. ELAB, dumpster fire. Look at that reverse split. Holy bananas. 1 for 200. So you had 400 shares, you know, say you had 1,000 shares. I had 1,000 shares back there in November. Now I got 5. You used to have 1,000 shares, now you got 5. Nasty. I don't like reverse splits. Reverse splits are like bearish. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Reddit, that can grind on higher. 264. We're probably going to retrace at some point. We just keep, like, this is almost greater fool theory. Like, suck them in, suck them in, suck them in, suck them in, suck them in. Keep sucking them in, keep sucking them in, keep sucking them in. This is going to rip everybody at some point. You know, they all do it. They all retrace at some point. All right, this slow, steady grind. And just be careful. So decliners, ISRG, the Da Vinci robot maker. Yeah, after we get this pullback back here on reduced lap band surgeries and blah, blah, blah. But then guess what? Hey, it's not really affecting us that much. Breakout. These guys make the Da Vinci robots that do lap band surgeries, like, you know, kind of the thing that restricts your stomachs, you know. But now GLP-1 drugs kind of solve that problem. But the Da Vinci robot does all sorts of other things too. Hysterectomies and all sorts of other surgeries. So pulling back a little bit, probably going to pull back. I mean, run that, pull back. Yeah, we hit the 1618. So I would expect us to do another retrace, possibly back to the breakout level, and then go again. Lily might be done. It's possible that this is done. Gonna have to break above the roadmap line. I'm not in this at all anymore. Don't typically play pharmaceutical, medtech, biotech. Behind my ear itches. Let's keep scratching. TXN, lower high. Might flush down here. GS. Dang, that was a beautiful pop right up to the targets. Possibly 2. I mean, 2. Can't read. 659. Possibly 659. SMLR. Potential to hit the roadmap line. This is, despite them doing the same thing MSTR is, this is not looking like it's sticking. They adopted the MSTR strategy, selling bonds. Might come right back down. NXPI. Looks like that needs just a little lower into that low right there. ADI. Churning. Churning. Possible to... Oh, gosh. I don't know. I don't have much good to say at this point. This is a very choppy chart. Like, look at that. I mean, it's just like... It's like a young kid scribbling with a crayon. It just keeps making a series of lower highs. Be careful there. That's another semiconductor company. Zotis. So we got an uptrend of lows cooking. Got a downtrend of highs cooking. So it's a big squeeze, watermelon seed squeeze. Until we break out here, I don't know. That's a bit of a coin flip here. Probably gonna keep in here. Maybe break out, maybe break down. It's likely to move this much. It's liable to make that big a move, either up or down when it breaks out. Based on pharmaceutical, probably down. Just saying. CF. Rejecting, breaking high. Rejecting, confirming the consolidation is done. We get above that zone right there. Potential to come on up here, but otherwise, nothing. Boil. Let's see what our old pal Stinky Gas is doing here. Natural gas, potential support at this uptrend of lows. And if we break down, we're going down here. If we bounce off, we could come up to that 480 area right up there. Yang, nothing. BA. It was on the droppers list. Now it's already turning positive. This is turning bullish. It's getting to the point, Goose, I was telling you last night, we already bounced. Like, we're probably, it's probably going to be able to start shrugging off bad news, and people are going to be like, what the heck? I thought Boeing's a piece of garbage. We did the correction. It's done. We're probably going higher. This is probably going to be a long-term, big picture uptrend. And the next target is ridiculously higher, way up here, potentially. 400, 500, 600. And it won't be without pullbacks along the way. So it'll be big swings. ETHD, ultra short Ethereum. Be careful. DGNX, 3 candles. Still can't do anything with that. ZSL, ultra short silver. Silver, what is going on? Has not broken out. Despite gold going to new highs, or getting there. Still stuck. When this thing breaks out, it's going to rip. This might be the biggest opportunity of 2025 when silver finally breaks out. How long? I don't know. I want to see it. I actually want to see it do that before we break out, because then it cleans up all this garbage right here. PVH. Just chopping. Nothing here to look at. No opportunity. That's a lower low. Ugh. This might even make a lower low than it's made so far. So nasty. So nasty. Yeah, it looks best if we drop on down to 85 area. All right, bonus trade for today. Check this baby out. This is a wicked chart right here. That high, that low. There was the activation right there. Getting a small baby pullback. This is dangerous. It is pharmaceutical. This is not typically one I would trade. Not typically. Target up here. Holy bananas. That's like a $42 upside. Probably even more with the pullback today. Let me pull up the official numbers and give them to you. And open in the browser. Copy and paste this over here. Check it out. Target is 383.04. Stop below 265. That's a 42.90 upside from 340. And like I said, pulled back a little bit, made a red candle today. Right there. Look at that win rate. 88.89%. Profit factor 13. That's pretty spicy. 45 days on average. 9 trades since 2007. I like it because of this right there. Now, secondary trade. I didn't bring the numbers for, but we'll pull it up and talk about it. So that's pretty spicy. Check this one out. Here's the numbers just in case. Like, move me out of the way. Put me on the other side there. Here you go. So 9 trades, 88%, 13 profit factor. Check this baby out right here. Click TREX right here. Look at this one. 21 trades in the history. A few more in the history. Nice. 90.48. 20 profit factor. Nice. Now the problem here is the upside is only like $8. So, but that's still like 10%. Get a little pullback, a little better potential fill on that rally right up in there. You can see that was an official type entry right there with the buy right there. Official daily chart setup right there. So that's 2 for you. You can keep track of them. I may or may not get in either one of them. Not totally sure yet. Haven't evaluated my risk profile and TART. I mean, I may buy a couple shares. I don't know. We'll see what happens. 10% is 10%, you know. Pretty nice. All right. Look at the no options listed on TradingView for that one. MDGL. And no options listed on TradingView for that one. So we have shares type play for you. There you go. All right. Close that back up. Turn that back off. Go talk about the bias for the day. Bias for the day. I'm still bullish. Like, I'm just cautious. Extremely cautious until NASDAQ can catch up. NASDAQ has not caught up to the breakout. It makes me a little bit leery. A little bit leery on this whole shebanger. Just am, all right? Just am. It's not anything that I can really kind of explain out, like why am I so cautious? I don't know. Things aren't confirming for me. I like the market to be all confirming and give me a good warm fuzzy. You know, that's very rare in the market, right? But I like it to be all confirming, high probability. It's kind of what I go for. So I did get in the TQQQ trade yesterday. I think we're going higher. Like, I'm biased long, but just not there yet. Like, completely confirmed. I will be live at 2 p.m. talking about Bitcoin and a potential trade that could outperform Bitcoin. So if you want to come see me later on today, here's the link, jeffreytrader.com/Bitcoin with the capital B. Come register, come see us. And otherwise, I'll see you on Monday. I guess we'll do this all again. I'll be in Discord the rest of the day. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. The account you save may be your own. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Things can get crazy. We got FOMC next week.